Well, hello, my YouTube friend. It is with a great deal of pleasure and equally as much probably frustration that I'm going to present you today this marvelous art piece coming directly from Brazil. Unfortunately, and that is the matter of the frustration, unfortunately not for me, but for my dear brother Apostolos Iapos living in Greece. You all know him, and if you don't know him, and if you're not on Instagram, I suggest that you go on Instagram to check this really fine gentleman that is my, one of my best friend. So, what was that noise? So here it is, coming from Brazil, the new Stampede full Mokuti from Master Gustavo I don't know what is the T, Thomas or whatever, Cecchini. This knife, ladies and gentlemen, friends and brothers, is simply a masterpiece. Probably, I would say one of the best knife I've ever held in my entire life. Whether it's from the mechanism with the SLT, we're going to talk about that, from the work on the scale, the contouring, the texture scale that you have here, the work that you have also on this stupendous blade. Oh man, everything in this knife screams not only quality, but excellency. And we're going to talk about that. First thing first, a word about Gustavo Cecchini. I mean, I've already made a video about him. You know that he's a master knife maker in Brazil. His skills are tremendous. He can go from, I mean, any feature on the knife. You know that some maker will be better at grinding, some other will be better with the mechanism, some other will be better with the work of contouring and everything. I cannot say that Gustavo has a better specification, I mean, in his knives. He's at the top level of whatever you can imagine on everything. He's invented a lot of things also, whether it's his bearing system, his own bearing system, he's doing his own pivot. Of course, you can expect everything on this knife to be absolutely custom. Not even a screw that won't be custom on this knife. And look at that, there is not a screw appearing here. All the hardware is contained and hidden, except here where you have his usual hardware. This is what he does. I really like the hardware that he uses, whether it's on the pivot or on the screw. But look at that, this presentation side is pristine. If you don't consider the pivot here, look at that. Look at the back spacer. Only 2 screws here appearing. Everything else is hidden. I absolutely adore that. So, as I said, everything is going to be custom. You can expect that with Gustavo. And man, is that a splendid knife. So we're going to discuss about it, step by step, starting with the scale. Then after that, we're going to see the mechanism and everything. So the scale, as you can see, it's a really special scale. Look at the thickness of those pieces of Mokuti. It has to be thick because he went for this really heavily contoured. Look at that. I mean, you see the contouring here. So if you want to have that kind of contouring, look at that. It's dramatic. What he does is really dramatic. Also, what he does usually is a really nice work of inlay or filing and everything. On this one, you're not going to appreciate the work of inlay. You don't have it. But believe me, Gustavo is at the top of his craft, also on the work of inlay. And the file work that he uses, you don't have here also, but he does really nice file work also on backspacer usually. So yeah, as I said, a heavily dramatic contouring on those beautiful scales of Mokuti. And something that I appreciate above all is that you're going to have this textured finish, and what you see is what you feel. Basically, when you have a full Mokuti scale, you can expect to have all your fingerprints that are going to appear on the scale, and that is something that I hate. That's why I decided for some time now to not use anymore full Mokuti scale. Usually I go, if I want a Mokuti, I will go for bolster and have some regular scale. But full Mokuti, I hate that because they're slippery, because they leave some traces of your finger. And yeah, basically I never play with them. So that's why I sold all of my full Mokuti scale. This one, you can put your fingers wherever. Because of this finish, because of this textured finish, they won't show. This is just incredible. So that for me is just ground for an order. I mean, Gustavo, if you look at my video, please, please, please accept an order for the very same knife. It's just stupendous. I'm absolutely at loss of words, and I'm just contemplating that with you, my friends. And hopefully I'll share it with you in a way that you will be appreciate as I do here. So yeah, heavily controlled scale, full Mokuti. The backspacer, look at that. No file work, but look at that. I mean, it's just a masterpiece, that backspacer. Also very controlled. And look at that. Oh man, is that a beautiful, beautiful. And here you don't have the texture. So it gives, let me see if I can focus on that. Either on the clip and on the backspacer, you can tell that there is not this textured finish. I'm sure you can see it. So it brings even some contrast between the scale and the clip here. And that is absolutely genius. Even the pattern here of the clip is just, I mean, different from the rest. You see it's almost perpendicular. I guess it's the same material, you know, but here it's horizontal and here it's vertical. So it brings some really nice contrast also on this clip that is, by the way, with also a hidden hardware. So 3D clip, Mokuti, beautifully executed. Look at that. The reflection that you have here is just insane on this Mokuti backspacer. So now that we spoke about the scale, we have the mechanism, and the mechanism is the famous SLT. SLT stands for spring, because there's a spring, loaded tab flipper. So for those of you who don't know, what is the SLT? SLT is a mechanism of flipping, which was invented also by Gustavo, and to me is probably one of the best, not the best for the action, but look at that. I mean, what do we hate on the flipper? What do we hate? The flipper tab, because it gives some protruding part, whether the knife is open or closed. That's why we don't like really on the flipper tab. So that is genius. I've talked about that already. So for those of you who know me, or check the video of others like Mindless Mark, or you will know more about the SLT. But look at that. I mean, isn't that beautiful? You don't see it. You don't see it. And you just have to deploy it like that, and it works like magic. Believe me, it works like magic. On some of them you can do like one motion like that, and on this one it's a little bit difficult. I'm really I have the habit. I mean, I had some of SLT, but I mean, the first time I tried it, I missed sometimes. So usually for those of you who have an SLT, sometimes you can have like one motion like that, and some of the time you will have to, you know, load it like that and then flip it. And this will never fail. This is an extremely genius mechanism, and when you open it, the SLT will be here. And here you can think that look at the thickness. This is absolutely insane. And you see it's written here, Stampede, CPM 154 for the blade, and the year. Look at the thickness of the slab and the contouring. I mean, the contouring, you can appreciate it even more with this view. What a tremendous and beautiful view. I haven't even seen it before. So as I said, here you don't see the engagement. Actually, the engagement is here. Here is the load. I mean, I can lift it up, and you will understand what I mean. So here it's almost like you would see the engagement, but not at all. I mean, the engagement is in this part here. What a crazy and ingenious mechanism. There is absolutely no stiffness. Hear that? Absolutely no stiffness. And I tried it, and believe me, it's absolutely rock solid on the lock. Now, look at the smoothness. Just what I like. I hate when the blade, you know, fall like that, almost like I said it before, like a guillotine, you know, that would be almost dangerous, you know, because when you do that, your finger is here, so you don't want the blade to fall by its own weight. You want it to be smooth like that, and it's just perfect as it is. Centering is, as you can expect, spot on. The tolerance is great. Great, because the flat are here and the tolerance is really, really nice on this knife. Really beautiful. The action, as you can see, I mean, I don't have to talk about that. You see how bold is the flipping action is just insane. Now let's go and talk about this blade a little bit. Here you have, I really like this Warney blade shape with like this nice curve. All the length of the blade is useful. You know, that's a very nice slicer. Of course, you probably, my Greek and refined friend Apostolos won't use that knife for EDC, but if you want to use it for EDC, let me tell you that much. The grip is great. With this texture, it gives you a really nice grip. There is no real hot spot. A little bit probably on the clip here, but not that much. Really a nice grip, and you can definitely use it as a slicer. What a beautiful blade for slicing. Great blade. Absolutely fantastic. The hand rub, I mean, on this one, I'm sorry, I spoiled it a little bit, but the finish, oh, I'm so sorry that I spoiled it, but I won't go back and do this movie again. The finish is a triple finish. You have a very delicate hand rub here. Let me try to focus on that. Here, you're going to see the reflection of my camera eventually. Let me see. Or the reflection of my finger or whatever. You see, the flat are polished, highly polished. I'm sorry again because of the traces of my fingers, but believe me, you have here the nice hand rub. Let me see if I can catch something to listen. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, let me see if I can wipe that out a little bit. Yeah. Okay, now let's see. Yeah, you see it's highly polished, so you see the reflection of my camera. Just a tiny bit, you know, of spoiled, but you see the flat are highly polished. The hand rub, the very nice hand rub on the bevel. It's a one main bevel like that. And look at the finish that you have here. Almost an orange peel finish on the swedge. Man, what a splendid, that's a nice hollow grind. What a splendid and delicate and nice grind. A Warney like that, no craziness, no, you know, compound or whatever. You know, perfection is, you know, in the simplicity most of the time. This looks simple, but you have no bump, nothing. The grind is splendid. This to me now has my preference. Before that, I like to have, like, you know, those crazy grind with, as I said, you know, sorry, I'm gonna wipe that out. With the nice and the very bold grind. I don't like that anymore. I like, you know, like the simplicity of this beautiful grind, the Stampede grind. So yeah, absolutely phenomenal knife. Gustavo, my friend, if you watch this video, you are a tremendous artist. One thing that I don't like usually on his knives is that the clip, the stop pin is an internal and hidden stop pin. We know that. Oh, you see, I failed one. I failed twice. Let me see. No, because it was not close. Yeah, internal stop pin. This is not really the thing that I prefer, but you know, again, you're not gonna put this knife in hard use, so basically that will go. I mean, and I've never heard that Gustavo has any kind of trouble with his stop pin. But you know what? As I said, I'm a French guy, so I need to make some kind of rant a little bit. So that would be the only thing that is not even a flaw, but something that I wouldn't be in awe of. All the rest of this knife, as you can hear, probably, if you don't, I'm sorry about that. I haven't played my role as good as I wanted, but all for the rest of this knife, all the rest, I am in absolute awe of this knife and the genius of Gustavo. We are heading to the 15 minutes, and I'm trying to think if I missed something. I tested it, and it's razor sharp also. Yeah, I haven't said that, but it's razor sharp, and that's CPM 154 as I stated it already. So I'm gonna leave it at that because we are now almost at the 15 minutes, and I can only congratulate my friend Apostolos for ordering that splendor, and congratulate, of course, the maker Gustavo Cecchini. I definitely hope that you will find some place in your books to accept my order for a knife exactly like that. I don't want, and I cannot think of a better knife than this one, so this is exactly what I want. The same as this one. And with that being said, my friend, I'll catch you very soon for another video from a knife of mine that I just received. And this will be the matter of a very nice video soon, hopefully. Catch you very soon for another video. Bye-bye, my friends.